Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. So I've been seeing a bunch of tags flying around tonight. Called Who Done It. I watched it on Amethyst Ascension, and then there was other bunch of other people that watched it on other people's and other people, and it just kept going and going and going. Apparently, Lisa Pappas did this 3 years ago, uh, maybe longer. I don't know. But it's Who Done It out of the Tarot Playbook, and I was watching Amethyst Ascension talk about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think I have that book. Turns out I do have the book. This is it, the Tarot Playbook. Let's see if I can make it brighter. There we go. Tarot Playbook by Linda Cowles. At the time I got it, it's a Schiffer book. The time I got it, I was told it was out of print. I could only get it off of, not Etsy, but some obscure site, and it was like $6. But maybe it was a book. I think I got this one on Abe's Books. And then I wanted to show you guys the bookmark I got yesterday on yesterday's video I did from US Games, the Lorenzi Tarot. This bookmark came with it. I forgot to show you guys that yesterday. It's so beautiful. It matches that deck perfectly. And I'm using it for this tarot, this book. So the book is the, it's the Who Done It, if you can read that. It's a game. So none of this is to be taken seriously at all. And I decided to use my Poe Tarot by Trisha Lee Shefelt. It's also a Schiffer. That's funny. It's also a Schiffer deck. I decided to use this Poe Tarot because when I think of murder in that sense, like we're going to find out who done it. It's like a game of Clue, but tarot style. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I immediately think of like Sherlock Holmes and Edgar Allan Poe. And then I think of, my brain goes from, I'm like, what deck am I going to use? Plus the edges on these are like a blood red. I immediately thought of Poe, the Poe Tarot. And then I immediately think of, what'd I just say? What's his name? I just said his name. Oh my God. The detective. And then I think of like old black and white movies, where they're like, see here, it just like, I immediately think of black and white. So I immediately decided to use the Poe Tarot, which is why I just did that whole rant. But anyway, I think it's cool. The Poe Tarot, and everybody used different things, and I just thought I would be different. So the name of the game is, it says a crime has been committed, a most heinous murder. One of the court cards is responsible, but which one? Before you jump to conclusions and throw the Knight of Swords in jail, it's perhaps wise to examine the evidence. You need to uncover not just who done it, but how and why. It's time to gather everyone into the drawing room. So here we have all the courts. We have the Page of Quills, which is swords in this. Page of Paws, which is pentacles. Page of Candles, which is wands. And then Page of Wills, which is cups. One of these suits killed whoever it is. So from that point on, you divide the deck into 3 stacks. This is the aces. Depending on which ace you draw is going to depend on what the murder weapon is and what suit you're looking at of suspects. This is the minors, and then this is the majors, and then we got the death card outside here to show, that death is abound. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle the majors to find out who done it, or who was murdered first. So we're going to look here and just shuffle. And these are the backs, by the way. Perfect for the Poe Tarot, right? And I love that blood red gilding. I thought this tarot deck was perfect for this. So who done it? Oh, the devil's dead. And then each card has a quote at the bottom from Edgar Allan Poe. From every depth of good and ill the mystery which binds me still, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view. So the devil was murdered, and we can see why. And then we're going to put the rest of the majors here, actually underneath the death card, because we're going to add death back in later. So the devil was murdered. We're going to call him, for some reason I want to call him Jinxie. So we're going to call him Jinxie. I probably just because I watched Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. Jinx, you know, the cat. So here we're going to find out which of these is the murder weapon. In the minors, it shows the minors, it shows the Ace of Cups means the victim was poisoned. The Ace of Swords means that they were stabbed. The Ace of Wands means that they were shot. And the Ace of Pentacles means that they were hit over the head with something heavy. And then it says an enormous coin, perhaps. I'm going to shut this door. So, depending on which of the cards I draw here is going to depend on the murder weapon. Or is going to see which murder weapon it is. So, the devil, or Jinxie, was killed by the Ace of Quills, which is the sword. So he was stabbed. And then the quote at the bottom says, if you wish to forget anything on the spot, with a note that this thing is to be remembered. So that's quite interesting. I just thought that was cool that we have little quotes and stuff. So we're going to set this part aside because we're done with them. And we're going to get rid of the wells, the candles, the paws. And we have now 4 suspects here for the who killed the devil, or Jinxie. I'm going to put the rest of the pile with the other aces here. We're done with those cards. So now we are going to draw from the minors, and we are going to find out. We're going to be the bad cop, and we're going to do a little sleuthing here. But first, I'm going to show you the Page of Quills. Beautiful. And it says, I will be found. It will be found, in fact, that the ingenious are always fanciful, and the truly imaginative never otherwise than analytic. And then the Knight of Quills says, the object, truth, or the satisfaction of the intellect, and the object, passion, or the excitement of the heart, are, although attainable to a certain extent in poetry, for more readily attainable in prose. That almost seems like he's kind of a snob. So he's already on my list. Queen of Quills, beautiful. Says, words have no power to impress the mind without the exquisite horror of their reality. Wow. That gave me a little chill up my spine. So we're going to look out for her too. And then we have the King of Quills, which looks like Edgar Allan Poe himself. And think that these weak lines are written by him who, as he pens them, thrills to think his spirit is communing with an angel. So, yeah, that's a little weird. He's talking about a spirit communicating with him. So maybe it's the devil because he killed him. We don't know. So let's get into asking some questions. So that we're just going to pull a card and place it on there and see what happens. Okay, so for the page, we've got the Six of Candles. You are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy as once I was. So the Page of Quills, either he's the rich and happy one, or he's the one writing this. So I detect jealousy there. Like maybe he's jealous of whoever this is. Or maybe it's someone jealous of him. Maybe he should watch his back. We don't know. That's interesting. Knight of Quills. Let's see what we get for him. Oh, and it fell on the floor. We got the Five of Pentacles. See? Suspect already. Five of Pentacles. To me, it's always being left out in the cold. This one here seems like someone else is forcing them to do something they don't want to do. Oh, no, it's the Five of Candles. Sorry. Five of Candles. It's Five of Wands. Still, there's a competitiveness there. A fight or flight kind of thing for me there. It says, we trouble with the violence of the conflict within us. Or we tremble with the violence of the conflict within us. Already there, it gives me a little Knight of Quills action. Like, yeah, he's debating how he's having an inner conflict with himself, whether he should do this murder or not. Of the I can't talk. Of the definite with the indefinite, of the substance with the shadow. But if the contest have proceeded thus far, it is the shadow which prevails. We struggle in vain. It's almost saying, yeah, I fought with my inner shadow and my shadow won. And so now I've committed this murder. He's on my list for sure. So let's see about the Queen here. Queen has the Seven of Quills. And it just says, misery is manifold. And again, she's on my list still. Yeah, look. I feel like a jilted lover thing going on here. Interesting. And the fact that it's a quill also. And then we got the King. Let's see what he's up to. We got the Eight of Wells. Quote the Raven nevermore. I still don't feel... I feel like the Eight of Wells is the Eight of Cups. It's about letting go and walking away. So he may have been a potential to me, but he walked away from it. Like, he's like, nope. So, okay, let's do one more card and see what it says here. This is cool. Oh, Lord. We got the Four of Candles. See, I just don't get that. It says, I loved her with a love more fervent than I had believed it possible to feel for any denizen on earth. So it's almost like, yeah, whoever the Six of Candles was talking to him about how he's got this new love. He's got all the things that they wish they had. I just don't see the Page as being the killer. I just don't. So we're going back to the Knight of Quills. Let's see what he has to say. What's going on with the Knight of Quills? We got the Five of Paws, the Five of Pentacles. Again, all fives. All the bad fives. Just as the day downs to the friendless and houseless beggar who names the streets throughout the long, desolate winter night, just so tardily, just so warily, just so cheerily, come back the light of the soul to me. So again, it's like he's talking about soul in this card. He's talking about his inner struggle, and the struggle was in vain. Yeah, I think he's our killer. Let's look at the Queen. Let's look at that Queen. She's suspect too, though. Like, creepy. Nine of Candles. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. That's actually quite beautiful. And I feel like it's the Nine of Candles, the Knight of Wands. There's a struggle there, but they've overcome it. And I always see that in the Nine of Wands. And it says here, he faced the shore, faced the roar to get to the golden shore, and he's got the grain of sand. So, was that the Queen? Yeah. No, that was the, yeah, that's the Queen. So I must feel like there's a struggle there, but not enough to push her over the edge. Okay, let's say that. And lastly, we have the King here. The Seven of Paws. We should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. See, there's another, like, these three are kind of suspect to me. I mean, I think it's the Knight, honestly. However, all the videos I've watched, everyone that was clean and pure and just had it all and had this wonderful stuff was the killer. So now I want to say the page. But here's what we're going to do now. We're going to take the rest of this deck, the majors. We're going to add him back in. We're going to shuffle real good. And then we're going to just disperse the cards to each suit until we find wherever the death card lands, that's who's the killer. So yeah, whoever killed Jinxie is, I think they're crafty. Either way. And because it's somebody in the Quill family or the Swords family, they're very crafty. They're very smart. They're very mindful of what they're doing. So I'm going to say it's premeditated no matter who did it. But I say they also had good cause too, because it's the devil. Come on. Okay, so let's go here. Shuffled, and I'm going to do this. Okay. All right. Was it the page? It was not. Yet. Was it the knight? No. Was it the queen? Although the tower makes sense on her. Was it the king? Oh, it was the king! See, I told you, all these were suspect. And you see, the king, that's cool. Because there was like a 50-50 chance to me that he was the killer. So I thought that was pretty cool. It does lean into it here with some of these cards. So that's quite interesting. Yeah, that was fun. And I found it, again, found it in this book. And each one of these, and I was looking through here after I saw hers. I'm like, I have that book. Because she's like, I ordered it. I'm like, well, I have it. And I went through here. And now there's one in here I want to do called 20 Questions. So that'd be pretty cool. It's just, like I said, for fun. If you guys want to follow along, I would love to watch you guys. I thought this was really cool. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And you guys have a good night. Bye.